work out that way?
Yeah, I mean, yes. I mean, whenever you look at the game plan, you sit there and you're like, man, there's a lot of opportunities for 12 to get the ball, for the tight ends to get the ball in general. But again, it was just part of the game plan based off what the defense was giving us out there. Ball kind of found him a few times, and so again, he just had himself in the right place at the right time.
And all the things you did well, and all the things you didn't like, all the things you need to improve on, all that stuff. How do you transpose that from the film of Illinois State getting ready for Michigan?
I mean, I think when you talk about transposing it, you got to think about all the guys who just played their first game out there, and now that that's out of the way, like, guys, there's a lot of things that we need to clean up and get better at. And the great thing about our kids is that they own it, they don't run from it. But you also got to celebrate all the good that they did. You know, there's a lot of really fun things that happened out there, a lot of things that you see as a work in progress throughout spring and summer and fall, and to watch those guys successfully do it out there on the field, you got to celebrate those things too. And so, yeah, we'll watch the film, get the learns in, and start our process all over for this next week.
A lot in the preseason about Keontes' competitiveness.
Yeah.
What was it like to see him go out there and have that kind of night in his first game? And when you and Evan were recruiting him out of the portal, what was it about him that just stood out?
His mindset. You know, whenever you talk about kids that come out of the portal, he came on campus, came to a practice during bowl week, and again, I was pretty new too, but the way that he was locked in and watching everything that was going on, and then whenever I'd go and talk to him during that practice, the comments and the questions that he had were the right ones. And I don't think anybody in this building is surprised that Keontes went out there and had a good showing because, again, he's one of those kids who does it right. He's where he's supposed to be when he's supposed to be there, and seizes the opportunity whenever it comes his way. So proud of Keontes. His mindset's been really special. But again, start our process over this week, and excited to watch him go to work again.
And you didn't, play a ton of receivers, but I mean, we've talked about all the work that John's put in to get on the same page with those guys. But what does it say about him? First game, he hits 9 different receivers throughout the game. Just what does that kind of say about what's special?
I think everything that he did leading up to this point in time, whenever you talk about showing up here in the spring and installing this offense, and then the chemistry and all the extra work that went in with these guys, because a lot of them showed up at the same time together, and a lot of them were really kind of new guys too. So just how he showed up and built chemistry with them throughout the spring and summer, and even in this fall camp, just building a great rapport with all those guys. It didn't surprise me any that he found 9 different guys. I didn't look. I guess it is 9 different guys. But he just took it upon himself to make sure that him and these guys were on the same page and building really good chemistry.
You had a couple guys unavailable, but how do you feel about offensive line play?
I think the offensive line, again, a lot of good learns that are going to come from this tape. But, you just said it right there. A lot of guys didn't play. Some guys played their first game out there. Some guys who were, transfers came in. Some guys, we lost one during the game. So, it can get tough whenever you're kind of mixing and matching out there. But, again, a lot of them, it was some of their first games or their first start ever. And so just being able to springboard that experience that we just gained into this next week, along with all the learns that we're going to get off film, I think it's going to propel them into their work this week and build an even tighter bond, tighter chemistry.
What do you think of Torrey Blaylock's first college game?
Yeah, I mean, Torrey Blaylock doesn't look like a freshman out there. He doesn't act like a freshman. The look in his eye isn't that of a freshman. He goes out there, does his job, not scared of anything, and whenever the ball's in his hand, he does a lot of really good things. So really proud of Torrey.
It seemed like the run game struggled at times. Did that surprise you at all? Were you able to kind of, figure out why that was, or is that something you got to go watch the tape and see?
Again, you got to watch the tape and see. But, throughout the game, it was always this one's about to pop, this one's about to pop. But whenever you think back to even what he just said, all the different bodies that we had in there, you think about the tight ends, 2 new guys in the transfer portal and a converted linebacker and a freshman running back. I mean, it's football, right? You may not have some guys, you may have some guys, but you got to go out there and figure it out. And again, I'm excited to watch this tape because I think there's going to be a lot of growth from it.
Did you have any message for Jaron Cannon after that early thought? Because obviously, you weren't ready to go back to it.
Yeah, I mean, I trust Jaron, and I know he's probably like the harshest critic of himself. And so whenever he did that, I was like, hey, dude, you're playing your first offensive game ever. Like, I hate to break it to you. Bad things happen. Hey, just wash it. And Jaron's a mentally tough kid. He really is. And so I just kind of gave him a little pat on the butt, a little encouragement, and said, you're good, man. And he was.
Jaden, we figured he'd be a big part of this offense, and I'm sure he will in the future. But is he a case of a guy that it might take him some time to find a rhythm and find a place in this offense for you guys?
Jaden's a special player and a special talent. Again, yeah, he's absolutely going to find his rhythm and find his place in this offense. So I'm not worried one bit about Jaden Knott. And so he's a great kid. He's a hard worker. He's a smart kid. And so I'm excited to see what he does throughout the course of the year.
And John, do you know him? Michigan coming up. Do you think different from game to game? How is his mind? How does he stay in it? Like no matter who the opponent is that something that's like on his mind? Or
No, nothing. Well, I don't think it's ever on his mind because John's a individual who's really true to his process. Okay, he's going to go to work for Michigan the same way that he went to work for Illinois State, the same way that he went to work for teams last year. He's true to his process. He knows what it takes for himself to be prepared and for the offense to be prepared. And so he'd be doing everyone a disservice if he wasn't true to himself and true to his process.
And Ben, how do you think his mentality sets a tone for the rest of the guys? John's mentality.
He's a guy that brings it every day. He's a guy who's consistent in his work ethic and his mindset every single day. Everyone on the team, every coach in the building knows what they can expect from John Mateer every day. And so whenever you have a mentality like that and you have clout like that in the building and with the team, it kind of sets the tone every day because you know number 10 is going to bring it every day.